absolutely. That's totally fine.
Here we go.
Yeah, I
Right.
got it. That's good.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Cool.
Let's just yeah, let's just have a little watch and like just
Yeah,
talk
cool.
through some ideas.
Yeah, no worries.
I like this. I like the structure of it as well. I like the fact there's.
Got the chapters. Yeah.
Mhm. So I feel for this, this can like kind of immediately be uneasy. Like I just feel like it can be like uh I don't know about you, but like in my instinct is that it's kind of it's not giving too much away, but it's you know, you're in a different you're it's
Yes.
weird. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Um
It's the
so like because the big thing with like spotting like where music goes, I think is like um is just knowing when not to have it. And
yeah.
so with things like this, there's a lot of moments where you could potentially not have music. Like that's one, but
Yeah.
like you could have it just you could have it at the card at the start and then it
Yeah.
cuts out, or you could have it something come in. But for
Yes.
me, I think because it's very weird, I just feel like this is very definitely kind of dreamlike at the start, and then it pulls that away, but then it's still a dream. But like, if you
I
know
know
what I
what
mean.
you mean.
So I
Yes.
think
100%. I get.
we're not being intensely scary yet, but yeah.
No, not yet. No, and I thought about that because I thought if we suddenly do like a big sort of theme at the start and throw it all at it, it's sort of a bit too in your face. It's like, oh my god, and you're thrown into it. Whereas
Yeah, yeah.
at the start, because you're sort of introduced to this make, and because it's only 10 minutes, it is hard to sort of uh, get you introduced to this character and for you to feel anything towards whichever character, whether it's empathy, sympathy, anything. So if we were to suddenly have, like you said, if it was suddenly having loads of music throughout it, it might
Mhm.
distract that. So I like your
Yeah.
thought process behind that. I know what you mean. Sometimes it can be for the title card, and then suddenly it's into it, and it's like all quiet. I know what you mean about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I don't think it should be that. I also I did think as well for the title cards, you could have something that's just a bit more abstract, maybe. So you could have, I don't know. I was like, my first thought was like it could just be static. It could be like sound design wise, it could just be and
Yes. Yeah.
it's just that. It's not musical. But
Yeah.
then when she gasps, it's
Yes.
like it changes.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and I feel like it should be something intense, but it's not. You don't know what. I think I want it to be like in my head. I want it to be like like a warped kind of rumbly sort of dream place that
Yeah.
is just suspended.
Yeah.
That's not like that's it's not like something scary is going to happen. It's just where am I? It's kind of like you're drunk, kind of like you're.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling as opposed to
Yeah.
music like that.
Yeah.
And then I feel like musical moments are when it's a bit like the trailer. I think like that's where I kind of felt like I hit the stride with the trailer was when I was like just holding it back, and then when she like goes into the bed, it's like that's musical. It's
Yeah.
like that's the next level. Like the music appears at that point.
Yeah.
So I think like it's not like a theme per se, but like when you see death, there's like that's a motif and something
Yes.
musical, a musical gesture kind of happens.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is kind of atmosphere. But I
Yes.
think for this, it's like it's drunk and dark and
Yeah. I like that.
suspended.
Yeah.
Like you're like not. And I do think yeah, the title cards I feel like not silence, but like a question mark sound of like
Yes.
what.
I like the static idea you had. I like that actually. That's that I think that could work. I like that.
If I yeah, I think if I find something, it's something that's very small, but like isn't nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think the power of that when you cut to the card, because it's like I mean we're jumping a bit ahead here, but I was literally just looking at this bit when it ends this chapter and you cut I really love this pan up to the field. If this built to something, because nothing much is happening, but if the music's suggesting, oh no,
Yeah.
even though you're just looking at a field, and then when you literally cut to this, the impact of just going
Yeah.
is going to be bigger
Yeah.
than if that was silent.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like it's telling you something's to come, and then
And
cuts
then
off, and then it's like really quiet.
yes.
If the title cards had that thing, I think would be quite
That
cool.
that shot there, I didn't actually intend to pan up after it. That was he was just going to walk away, and I was actually just going to pan up to the college to show that he was walking into college. But then it's only because we did it.
Right, yeah.
It was where the sun was positioned on that day, and I just thought, oh, we'll do it from the other side. And I just thought it'd be a really good sort of foreshadowing moment because we haven't been to this location yet, even though in real life I filmed it.
Hmm.
That in the actual film we haven't been there yet, so it is sort of a foreshadowing. It's sort of okay. Well, why did that? Whenever you get a film where someone walks out of shot or something, and it's still going for a while, and you sort of think, okay, well,
Yeah.
there's kind of importance here because that shot's gone on for a
There's
few,
something important there, yeah.
yeah, a few,
That location is where she hallucinates, doesn't she? And she
yes,
sees herself with.
yes,
So I feel like this is like the intro to that moment. So it's like this panning up is that kind of jump scary. Like she sees herself, that music, whatever that is. This is the
yeah,
intro to that.
yes,
It's not like so it's like here's the field with the weird building. That building is freaky as hell as well. I
yeah,
really like
I
that.
know,
It's
yeah,
like such a strange thing. I don't
yeah.
know what it is, but like it's
I,
like
I don't
when
know
I first
either.
saw it, I was
I
like,
have no idea.
it's obviously, I feel like with things like this, you like look at locations and you just go, you just get a feeling, and you're like,
Yeah,
there's something off about this, and I like that. I'm
yeah,
gonna use it.
definitely.
And that was
Yeah,
one of those things where I was like, I love that shot in the trailer, and they're just looking down the path, and there's just that structure, and it's like,
yeah,
I think what I like about it as well, like if you're gonna get poetic about it, is it's kind of like, yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just the fact it's in the middle of nowhere. Like that field is like, what is it? And
yes,
and then it's like a building. So it's like it's suggesting structure, but it's like really
yes,
vulnerable and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and nothing. And
yeah.
it's like it's a really strange, hollow, weird structure. And I remember first seeing that, and I was like, yeah, in the trailer when they're looking down, I was like, that thing is weird. And like that, I just really like the location. I think it's really good. That sense of like it looks stable, but you're not.
Yeah. No, I know.
You're vulnerable. Do you know?
I pictured it straight when I was writing the story. I mean, because I used to go to college there, and I used to get before I could drive. I used to get the bus a lot, and I'd have to walk down that pathway. And obviously, during the winter time, my bus would be about half mile.
Mm,
By then, it's dark. And walking down there to that bus was like
yeah,
one of
yeah,
the scariest things I ever had to do at college. So when I was
yeah.
writing,
I bet that's not fun.
no, no, it wasn't. So when I was writing this, I was like, that would be, and obviously because it's right outside the college, I thought that links into them and their sort of what they do in the daytime and that they are students. So it was like
Yeah,
it made sense to me. So yeah, I'm
I
glad.
think you can feel like, yeah, I think you can feel that that's a real thing. Like that's why I think this feels really good. It's not like you've had an idea of a location and you've just like, okay, let's go there. It's the
Yeah,
fact you've gone, no, I went to college here. This walk freaked me out.
yeah,
I'm I'm gonna frame this, and I'm gonna use that.
yeah,
And it's like,
yeah,
and you can totally tell, because that's the first feeling I had when I saw that shot of them, like this one, and they just look down that path.
yeah,
That thing. I mean, you've color graded it and everything else, so it's different, but like, um, but I mean, still freaky as hell. But that
yeah,
you can tell that that's someone's actual like anxiety walk. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like you can
yeah, yeah,
tell, which I
yeah,
really like.
yeah. I'm glad you saw
um,
that. I'm glad you saw. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's just so weird. It's just such a strange location with like in the best sense. Like
yeah.
I
No,
just love the winding. I love the fact that there's like yeah. Sorry, I just really like it. I just think it's a
yeah.
really lovely
Thank
location.
you,
Like
thank you.
because it could be anywhere,
That's
but I
true.
like that. But there's a lot you can see in this. There's like yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so I just wanted
I,
wanted to say that because I've just
I
been
was
looking at it, and the
happy.
more I look at it, the more I'm freaked out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah,
with this entire film, actually, when it came to sort of location wrecking, that I was really happy with some of the places that every place that I'd found actually,
mhm.
even back to just filming in like Payer's house and Swell Woods. I mean, because I did one of my old films in Swell Woods. I've done about 3 films in Swell Woods actually, but they don't. I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
film takes place quite a bit in Swell Woods, a lot of the film. So and that was just, I mean, I love a woodlands. I love a woodlands. I think it looks both
yeah, yeah.
like because it's about nature and it's just so beautiful, but at the same
Mhm.
time, like when you look at it now with the color grading on it, when you've just got those sort of murky sort of
Yeah.
greens and browns everywhere, it's like, oh, okay, this is quite unsettling. So to have a mixture of both, like that's why Swell Woods, I think it just has both of that.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I think if you're making, especially if you're making films on a budget, like I feel like landscapes like the woods is just like it's a gift, and it's like the best, like I mean it's the best free location because you can tell any kind of story with it, like
that's true.
And like depending on the season and stuff, it can look and feel completely different, and like so I think it's really cool. I love woods. I mean I spent a lot of my life in woods doing like outdoor theater and stuff, so I kind of
nice.
I love a woodland location. But yeah,
nice.
very
nice.
Anyway, I jumped ahead, but yeah, this so I'm trying to find the things that are like recurring, and so the title cards are recurring. And I was like, what's that? And I was thinking, I think that should not give anything away. It should be like a reset.
Yeah.
But almost like when you put like a VHS in the machine, that old thing, where it's just like, and like it's nothing's happening, but there's potential, and then there's this. I thought is just weird. It's just weird. She's lost, and it's dark, and it's weird, and the color grading suggests that too. It's not normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you can kind of assume that she's kind of dreaming.
Yes.
Then this is like, I don't know whether I don't feel this is a jump scare per se. Like I feel like this is like, I think you allow them to maybe even take something away.
Yeah.
Or delay something.
It's only later on in that shot after she's done the running and then she turns around. That was a jump scare when I wrote it. That I think a little bit later on when she
turns
grabbed him. But that bit there is It's because there's so much unknown. You don't know what it is. So that's what I didn't. Yeah, I know I didn't see this bit as a jump scare either. I don't know what it would be, but it's I didn't see it as a jump scare.
I feel it's just textural. I feel it's a stepping up, but it's textural. I think it's like there's a tone here, and it's not giving much away. It's just uneasy.
Yeah.
And for me, it's very low and very dark. And then this I think is just it's just like or like a hiss or like something.
Yeah.
And then we take it away here, and this is a recurring thing, the soundless thing. So I'm going to play around and find something a bit like the title card.
Yeah.
Kind of idea.
Yeah.
But like, so it's not silence, but maybe it's like a tinnitus, or maybe it's like maybe it's just or like a something that breaks it. So there's nothing else other than that sound, whatever that is.
Send it to you. Send this to you. Hang on, let me just write that down. Daredevil. So I've watched Daredevil. Have you seen Daredevil on? I think is it on Netflix or is it? I haven't.
No, I haven't. No.
There's I think it's Daredevil because the character loses his hearing in it, and the scene where he is losing his hearing is what inspired this bit here.
Yeah. Okay.
And so in that scene, it is sort of that, like when like your earrings or something like that, like I say, it's sort of like that. And when he's screaming, he's not just so in this scene. So she's both screaming because she's seen something, but also she's realized she can't hear herself. So she's sort of testing herself. She's screaming to see if she can hear herself. So it's like a mixture.
Yeah.
So she's sort of scared of both this thing that's there, which I know will disappear in a minute. So that Daredevil bit is he's just sort of. I'll send it to you. It is sort of just there is no sort of big soundtrack in it at all. It is just like a ringing, a little ringing, and that's it. I don't think there's anything else. There might be like a little bass, just a small little bass going all the way along, but I liked that, how it just,
Yeah, sure. That was kind of my instinct with it, was like it's the fact you can't, it's one of those things, it's like you can go completely silent, but I feel like that's a really bold move to like strip away sound entirely. I feel like you use that for very sparingly, and I think like for a real good reason. But I feel like this is more than that. I feel like this is a motif, and so it needs to be like something like that, where it's like, how do we suggest that she can't hear herself, that the scream isn't coming out?
Yeah. Yeah,
but
yeah,
it not
yeah.
be silence because also you're trying to continue this thread. You've literally only we're 33 seconds in. You don't want to like just strip everything away. You want to
Exactly.
like keep
Yeah,
a scene going.
yeah,
And so I think it's for me, what I'm thinking is I'm thinking texture here mainly. I'm thinking low,
yeah,
weird, and then high. I'm thinking
yeah,
and and then this, and then it kind of builds and builds, and it's like something weird is building here until that moment.
yeah.
That can probably be silence or something similar
Yes.
because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, and then this is boom, and
yeah.
this can be kind of action horror for a
Yes.
second,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
still
yeah.
keeping the weird thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I like that.
That's what I mean. Like, this is just my. If there's anything that you like or you completely disagree, just let me know. This is
Yeah,
literally just my reading of it and like
yeah,
where I
no.
feel like things could go.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no problem.
But if this is your thing, so I want to make sure like
Yeah,
if you have
no.
any ideas and you're like no, I want this like silent, we can go okay, let's
Yeah,
have a look
cool.
at it that way
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
No,
whatever.
that's
But
absolutely fine.
for me that's and then this is just a false sense of security, so maybe even something quite soft for a split second
Yeah.
and then jump scare,
And then yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I might use very similar stuff to the trailer, like the
I liked that in the trailer.
and this
I
this
really
slow
did.
motion thing. I've got this kind of idea of it was cool. It was good. I really enjoyed doing this stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah.
This slow motion thing I really like. So I feel like it needs to be like a this is music for the first time for me. Jump
Yeah.
scare is music. So it's something, and
Yeah.
then for me it's like a delay. I've got some called like delay effects where it kind of like it delays and then drops pitch.
Nice.
So you've got this
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
this kind of like
Yes.
winding
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then this is a dream too, so it's kind of like it's a breath, but this is different.
Yeah.
So we're in her space now, so it needs to feel different, probably sweeter, and then
Yeah.
it goes sour. So I'll have a feeling of uh I'll play with this one. I'm not entirely sure what, but I just feel like it's safe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like sweet and safe, and then sour and not so safe
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
it goes past. um I think these are just like elements creeping in. I don't think we're prescribing too much again, I think. And then this is the same motif, isn't it? Because she's not hearing herself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. She can't hear herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what we had before comes echoing back. So those motifs, I need
Yes.
to make sure
Yeah,
they're really
yeah.
clear. I think they're like proper like sound cards of like, we're here again. We're here
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so you hear that creeping in, you know that she's not okay. And this is like a tiny, tiny little jump scare.
Yeah.
I'll just do something
So
strange.
that bit there, what I like, and actually, there's a sound that I've had in my head that I wanted for sort of that bit there with the
Yeah.
and later on when she's sort of falling through different stages of her dreams. There's a bit where she gets pushed again, she falls, and I think she falls like backwards into the first dream at the start where the death pushes her, then falls into the bed, and then again wakes up. So there's
Mhm.
like three different stages, and that is like a sub, sort of like a doom. It's like you can barely hear it. It's like
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
sub bass. Um,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
yeah, like a subatomic something. It's very, very low. I love that, and so I thought for that because we've already had like a very heightened jump scare with at the start.
Yeah, yeah.
Once he's grabbed her throat. Yeah, I know what you mean. This bit is so small because I wanted to give. If I give too much of the creature away, then I think it took away a bit of that sort of unknown about it because you if you do it for any more seconds,
Hmm.
you look at more detail of it, you might sort of look at the eyes a bit more and feel it's a bit more human. But if you just get a quick glimpse, all you see is an outline, and that's what all I wanted to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly. I think yeah, you made the right move there for sure. I like the way you've revealed that. I
yeah, no,
like yeah,
I liked that. Yeah, that's.
that that's freaky as hell.
Yeah,
And I think just building atmosphere will be good. This, I think, is a silence for now. I
Yes.
think it's like it's literally boom, and then we're
Yes.
real world,
Yes.
nothing for a bit because I watched this just now, and I think for me, um, this can be nothing for a second. I think
Yeah.
we can let this breathe. So I think the beat is when I think the when music comes in is here. Like my gut is telling me it's here. So he goes when it cuts to him.
Hmm.
This there's something uneasy about this shot.
Yeah.
Um, the fact that he's feeling quite he can't get through to her. He knows something's up. He knows she's not
Yeah.
well. There's
I,
it's uneasy.
yeah.
And this is the start of the journey into the field. So I
Yes.
think there's like a I think here is where something happens. And this can be musical. I think this can be her world and something quite sweet again.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ours.
What I liked about, so with all the other shots, it's not very
Yeah.
menacing. It's very, so there's shots looking up at him, so nothing's looking down on him. So he's got the power having a conversation because the camera's looking
Yeah.
up. There's another shot with, because
Yeah.
the 6-9 bars are sort of there. It's very enclosed. You're seeing his face. This is the first shot where it's very, I think it's quite a
Mhm.
vulnerable shot because he is, all of
Yeah.
it is there. It's all on one level. So I know what you mean. I'm glad you sort of, yeah,
Mhm.
saw that there because that's what I
That's yeah.
intended.
That's the that for me that's the instinct. That's where this this is security. She's with her friend. They're close, having a conversation
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah,
This is security. That this is her world. She's secure. She's talking to her friend. There's no need for atmosphere.
yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah.
fact that you strip it away here is probably kind of more impactful and kind of uneasy anyway.
Yes, yeah,
Um, and then and he's yeah, this is very sure. This is very reassuring. That isn't. And
yeah.
I feel like uh, I also even like the it says running out of time, which is fun. Got 10 minutes. um,
That's all right. I can
but
cut it short. That's all right.
um, so the I even like the person in the background. You know that's that film it follows, and like
How
you
weird
because you've
is
seen
that?
things now.
How
Like yeah,
that it follows.
yeah,
That's so weird because
yeah, yeah.
I listened to that today. I have it on my phone ready to talk to you about it. One of the soundtracks from it. You did say It Follows, didn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard something today. Detroit, I think, is one of the bits from it, and I heard it, and it sort of gave me like Stranger Things vibes, right? And I heard it, and I suddenly was like, "Oh wow!" I was like, "I really like that," and it took me straight to
Yeah,
hallucination.
yeah, yeah.
So that's weird you say that. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. I'll have a listen to that as well.
yeah, of course,
Yeah, if
yeah,
there's anything you like the sound of that kind of speaks to this film, like just send me some ideas and I'll just have a little listen.
yeah, of course,
And
yeah, yeah,
just because anything like that is good to just kind of like inspire, you know.
yeah,
But like for me, that's the thing is like there's yeah, it's there's something that's always behind you. Like for me, it's the feeling of like if you do have like night terrors and you do you know you are scared of going to sleep,
yeah,
the idea that it's gonna happen at the end of the day is this thing that's like following you
yes,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like it's like you're kind of safe during the day but it's like and so the space behind and the fact it's leading you it's like it's leading you to your bed and you're
yeah,
like yeah, it's gonna happen again
yeah,
and you just know and you like the fact you're going to college and you're living your day
yeah,
knowing that you're gonna have a terrible night
yeah,
tonight
yeah, no,
because you have
yeah,
night terrors it's
yeah,
like it's like that so that this kind of these pathways and everything I think is like it's really cool. Anyway, it reminded me of that. The thing that this
yeah,
thing is going to catch up with you,
yeah,
um, which I really like. Move a bit forward, but like, yeah, that's where it starts. I think. I'm gonna
yeah,
make a note of that quickly. So I
yeah,
think like, um, so the wide shot.
yeah. I like that as well.
Um,
I think that's where we should start.
uh, and it's just a build. So it just builds to mm, and then you got your
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
card
yeah.
again. And then this, I feel like this again is her for the moment. It's her, so and I feel like her is sweet. I feel like it can be musical, it can be gentle. It might be like a gentle piano. It might be
Yeah.
something, but it's kind of like trying to get through. I feel like it's kind of a bit reverby, a bit like I don't know. I'm gonna play with stuff, but I feel
Yeah.
like it might not work. But my gut is saying that it's like something sweet, and
Yeah.
that's her world.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, and then this is it needs to be something,
I
and
do
then
like that
this
shot of
is
her walking down. That was
yeah,
my favorite shots. Just slowly, sort of as she comes. Yeah, I really like that actually. That was one of my favorite shots I did. Yeah, there was something about it that I just
yeah,
loved.
yeah. I like it a lot. I think I might try. It might not be effective. I might try. I might just try a false sense of security entirely. So I might just have a piece of music that's really sweet,
Yeah,
and then like a hair of a breath of nothing, and then it's
yeah,
literally just snaps. I just like if I could do a musical jump scare, that'd be great. Where
yeah,
it's just like
yeah,
something nice, something nice, something horrible,
yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
straight away.
yeah.
Um, and then and then it doesn't last very long because she appears and it just kind of sucks you back into a place.
So the reason when it cuts back to her, I was going to have it so that as it cuts back to her, the friend's already there, so it's sort of a jump scare.
Right.
But the reason I didn't is because with a lot of horror films, and when it comes to jump scares, you sort of know when it's going to happen. It's sort of you're like, okay, this is building up to something here. And the whole point
Yeah.
about this film and about dreaming and hallucinations is that in your dreams, it's not like you know what's going to happen next. It's everything that
Mhm.
happens in, especially when you have really odd dreams. If you know, you can have ones where you're in a certain location that you'll know from your childhood or something, but as you turn the corner, it suddenly turns to your school or your bedroom. It's
Yeah.
so you don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
next. So I thought if I kept on writing these jump scares, the audience is going to get bored by the time it gets to the end. They're going to be going, well, fuck me, this just keeps happening. Like, so with this, it's sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
so this entire film, what I've tried to do, at least, what I intended to do was that just make it so that the audience it's constantly unfolding. The audience is sort of going, well, what is going to
Yeah.
happen next? And you really don't know. You're not bored. So you're not like, I don't actually care what's happening. You're like, no, I kind of want to know what's going on here. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that was my intention, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
it's paying off.
I mean, yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm a bit. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, it could go one of two ways, and I might just try both. One is either that it's something horrible happens here,
Yeah,
or something less horrible happens, and maybe it's more to do with like with the first time we see him. If
yeah,
it's like that kind of like a it's a building strange thing as opposed to
yeah,
a jump
yeah,
scare.
yeah,
So
yeah,
different from the trailer. I just only because I've seen this before and I've written to it before. So I'm going, it's that. But now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's more like the first time she sees it. It's like what? It's like a what am I seeing? And I
yeah,
think maybe it grows. It's more of a growing fear. It's like, oh, that's
yeah.
me.
I know what you
And
mean.
then
Yeah,
before she has time to process it, she's like, that's me. And then just back to her friend. So it's kind of like it's like
yeah.
a
I just,
what? You're my friend.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just thought maybe as she's getting into it, because she's in her own world, and you said it's sort of that theme of just sort of she's as she's going along. That like when you have a thing, it's slow motion, but in music terms, not the shot. So the shot's not
Yeah.
slow motion, but so sort of if she had a theme, let's say she's going along, and then as she looks up, it sort of starts a beat starts going like do 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 do, as it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
and then as she walks over, it's like, and it will like come back to it again. I just thought maybe
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's a cool idea.
is
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of,
yeah. So we're slowing down and speeding back up to reality again.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I like that. Um,
Because
yeah, yeah.
the really deep dream scenes, so like the ones that are really affecting her, which is the forest scene at the start and the car crash scene, which is the same
Mhm.
forest, is filmed in 4:3 aspect ratio because that was to sort of signify that that is a really deep dream. The what I
Yeah,
say normal life that she thinks she's in is filmed as it is now, with 16:9 at
yeah,
21. And then the bits where it fades to black and white, I didn't want to change the aspect ratio then because that's sort of like when you're sort of daydreaming a bit, or when you're sleeping and you sort of wake yourself up a little bit. That's that level of dreaming. So there's like three
yeah,
levels
yeah,
of dreaming that I was trying to get across. One's the well, two of the aspect ratios, and then
yeah,
just the fade to sort of a desaturated shot. But
yeah,
yeah, I'll stop the recording
yeah.
now,
Cool.
and then I'll probably just start another one that can be another 40 minutes. I think I can do that.
Yeah, go